Hi everyone, my name is Sebastien Lagree. I am the creator and founder of Lagree Fitness. Today I want to talk about the ramp. So what is the ramp? The ramp is this. It's a motorized frame that fits underneath the megaformer, and at the touch of one button, it actually lifts the back end and it forces the student to work at an incline. Now, I don't think I have to tell you that everything at an incline is going to be more physically challenging, right? So your heart rate is going to jump when you start working out on the megaformer and the ramp. So the ramp intensifies the Lagree Fitness method. Now the ramp is super easy to use. As you can tell, it's very quiet, it's very smooth. We're gonna operate the ramp using two remote control. One is a wireless remote control, which is attached to my neck. If I had 20 megaformers and ramp, this remote control would control them all. So if I press on number 1, for example, they would all descend. All 20 megaformers and ramp will go down at the same time. So that's the wireless remote control. And now you also have another controller, which is a tethered controller. So this one is wired, and this remote control only controls this ramp. And if, for example, I put a setting level of 7, and it's too high for this person, that person can say, no, it's too high for me. They can go there, press on level 2, and then there you go. Now the ramp is gonna adjust itself to level 2, while I have everyone else on level 7. And of course, if I press again, after that person had entered level 2, then the ramp is going to respond to this wireless remote control. So the ramp is going to be controlled by 2, and it's kind of a tug of war between the wireless and the tethered remote control. When you buy the ramp is going to come separately. It's going to be a separate machine. You're going to lay it on the ground. You're going to assemble it just like you assemble the megaformer. You're going to snap the front into the back of the machine. You're going to plug in all your cables, and then you're going to set your megaformer on top of that ramp. You can use any megaformer, the M3, the M3S, the M3K, the M3X, the Evo 1. All of these machines are compatible with the ramp. The Evo 2 is not compatible with the ramp, and the Micro and the Mini Pro, obviously, because these are totally different machines of different size and different weight, okay? So we have these two wireless, so we have these two remote control controlling the ramp. When you set your ramp, so when you set your megaformer on the ramp, you're gonna notice that the megaformer is actually hovering over the ground about 2 inches. We need that clearance because when you lift the back of the floor, when you lift the back end up, you need some room for the front to go. So we have about a 2-inch clearance. So when the machine is sitting at rest in the home position, in the flat position, the carriage is going to be standing at 18 inches from the ground. Without the ramp, the normal height is 16 inches. So this is naturally going to sit at 18 inches, 2 inches higher. So it's not much more of a difference for most people, but if you're very short, you might feel this, okay? So if you like to do floor lunges, front lunges, back lunges, for example, it might be more challenging because now the machine, the megaformer, is sitting 2 inches higher. But the ramp was not really meant for the floor exercise. The ramp is really meant to enhance all the exercises which are done on the megaformer. So I'm talking about which exercise? Skating, mega donkey kick, spider kick, super lunge, kneeling lat pull down, wheelbarrow, reverse giant wheelbarrow, blah, 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 blah. Hundreds of exercises are going to be enhanced by the effect of the ramp. If you like to do the exercise sitting on the back of the megaformer, where you sit on that platform and use the right cable, you might not be able to do all the exercises because if you lift the ramp at level 7, your feet might not touch the ground, okay? So the exercise done separately on the back of the megaformer on the ground, some exercises might not be able to be performed because of the ramp level, okay? That's gonna be the trade-off. Now, this ramp is the last ramp. I've been working on this design for 10 years. I started back in 2012. Since 2012, we have gone through a phenomenal evolution of the ramp itself, but so many different prototypes. And I'm very proud to report today that we finally nailed it. This is the design that I like because it's quiet, it's smooth. We're not using any Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. You don't need to sync it or pair it. It's using just simple R frequency. It's always on. If this remote control stops working, the manufacturer sends you another one and it works right away with that the box. So super easy to use. And what I've realized in the past 10 years is when I started to do the ramp, right away I got ramp fever. And what is ramp fever? That means I got obsessed with the level, the inclines, right? So this megaformer, when I press level 7, you're gonna see that the back is gonna raise up to 12 inches off the floor. Well, imagine I started to get so obsessed with the levels. I started to make ramp that took the megaformer to 20 inches off the ground. And 20 inches, like, wow, this is great, but we can go 30, so went 30, then went 40. I have ramps over here that go up 48 inches off the ground, 4 times the height. Now at 48 inches, the ramp is at the 45-degree angle, okay? Right now, we're probably just around 10 degrees. Imagine a 45-degree angle. And at that time, I couldn't see that the level was so high that we stopped practicing Lagree because Lagree is a combination of a few things. It's a combination of form, of tempo, of range of motion, of duration, and so on. So when you start to modify the machine so much that you can't even stay in a movement long enough, or you have to abort good form, or you can't even do the right range of motion, it's no longer Lagree. And what I realized is that the benefit of the ramps were not at the highest level, it's at the lowest level. So what I did is I reworked the entire thing, and now this ramp over here has 7 levels, 8 if you include the home position. So home position is the flat position. That's the position I was talking about earlier. At that position, the megaformer is flat, it's horizontal, and it's sitting 2 inches off the ground on the front and on the back, right? It's hovering off the ground at 2 inches. Perfect. So now let's press on the first button, number 1. So I'm gonna go over here and I want you to pay attention to this over here. If I press number 1, look at what happens. This goes up, right? But by just a tiny bit. I'm gonna bring it down and then I'm gonna lift it one more time. It's only going up at ½ an inch. I called level 1 baby step, right? Level 1, you will feel it, your body will feel that the machine is at an incline, but you'll still be able to maintain good form. You're still gonna be able to maintain slow speed, do it for the full duration. You're gonna feel challenged, definitely. You're gonna feel, wow, I feel like my express lunge or my reverse giant bear, I feel it's harder, but it's doable, right? And that is exactly what I want. So it makes that challenge, it makes the intensity up a little bit. If I press level 2, the ramp is gonna go up by another ½ an inch. So between 1 and 2, the ramp only goes up 1 inch. That's it, 1 inch, there's 2 levels. So these first 2 levels are really your baby steps. Then if you press on number 3, then it goes up to a full inch. And actually now, we're about 3 inches off the ground. And what you'll notice when you use the ramp is that you go up in the levels, the increments between each level goes up. So for example, if I press number 6, the ramp is gonna go up to 10 inches off the ground. But if I go up to 7, it's gonna go up 12 inches off the ground. So the last level difference is 2 inches, right? ½ an inch for the first few levels, 2 inches for the later levels. But you don't really need to be at level 7. As a matter of fact, you know, when you do your classes, most of the time you're gonna stay between 1 and 2 the entire time. And you're gonna notice that even at level 1 and 2, people are gonna sweat more, they're gonna shake more, they're gonna feel more soreness the next day. You know, it's an amazing way of intensifying the method without having to complicate everything. Because that's one thing that I've noticed, you know, looking at Instagram and social media, I see a lot of teachers trying to come up with new moves or new combination. I really appreciate that, right? It's cool to see. But you don't have to make complicated exercises in order to get people to sweat, shake, and to get them sore. I like simplicity. Simplicity wins in my book every day. So this ramp over here allows you to keep the movement the same, but it makes it more challenging just by the incline. All the dirty work is done by the ramp. You don't have to think about anything. So Why the ramp, right? Well, the ramp, is definitely something unique. It's something unique to Lagree, and if you know me, that's where I like to be. I like to have unique products, okay? Number two, well, like I said before, it's gonna make the intensity, it's gonna increase the intensity without you doing anything. You can teach the same sequences and you're gonna have a workout that is more intense. But perhaps the best, probably the best reason to buy the ramp is that it's changing the mixture of your resistance. So when you work out on a flat level, okay, the carriage is flat. The carriage weighs about 70 pounds. You don't feel the 70 pounds because it's rolling back and forth, right? The spring is going to help you to return the carriage back to its home position, but you don't really feel the weight of the carriage. Matter of fact, I don't think you ever feel the 70 pounds, right? You could use one light spring and it feels like really easy to move the carriage back and forth. However, the second you start to incline the megaformer, now, I don't know how many of you were good in physics. I was okay in physics, but you should see that when you start to incline that carriage, right? Look, I'm gonna take off the springs here. No springs attached. What happens if I let go of the carriage? Gravity is gonna move the carriage back in, right? If I'm down at a flat level, so we're going back to a flat level right now, and I'm moving the carriage is not moving, right? Because gravity is stronger than the weight of the carriage, just keeping the carriage steady. But as soon as I go up to level 7, look at that carriage is gonna start moving back in, right? You're gonna feel more weight from the carriage at level 7 than you are obviously at level 1. At level 7, you're gonna work against a greater static portion of the carriage than in level 1. So like I said before, the weight of the carriage is about 70 pounds. Level 1, you might feel a few pounds from the 70 pounds. But at level 7, you will feel about 20 to 25 pounds of the weight of the carriage, and that's constant tension. It's like basically adding a dumbbell of 20 to 25 pounds to every single set that you do. So now you're no longer working just against the benefit of the springs, you are also integrating static tension from the weight of the carriage, and that is beautiful. I have been working on a series of equipment here for the past probably 8 years now, and I've been doing different machines, different exercises, using a mixture of variable and static tension, and absolutely love the combination. I can't talk too much about this because there's a lot of things that I'm developing right now, but I love the combination of the variable and static. If you want to build muscle, if you want to burn more calories, this combination is going to work better than without the ramp. So the ramp will actually augment your muscular strength, okay? And it will also make it more muscular endurance, definitely. So that is a wonderful thing about the ramp. And that's why I'm just so excited now that we have it available for you. If you have any questions about the ramp is available for purchase. You can lease it, you can buy it, lease it for a studio, you can buy it, lease it for at home. If you have any questions about the ramp, please let us know. Email us at info@lagreefitness.com. Again, my name is Sebastien Lagree. Thank you for watching.